Hello, English 251 students. I am Mrs. Jones, your American Literature instructor for the fall of 2020, and I look forward to working with you this semester. I just wanted to pop in and to remind you of some important upcoming dates. As I've stated before, the official attendance is due this coming Wednesday, August the 26th at 11:59 p.m. Therefore, I have asked you to complete all of the week one activities, which is posting a Blackboard certificate, taking the syllabus quiz, and posting an introduction, which is optional. It's for 5 additional bonus points by noon on August the 26th. So please make sure you take care of those attendance taking activities before the deadline so that I do not count you absent. Okay? The very next day, which is August the 27th, the college will have a non-attendance purge, which means anyone that has been turned in as not having attended the first week will be purged from the um, the roles. And so you want to avoid that because there are students who are waiting to get in closed sections. And once students are purged, they will perhaps enroll in those courses and take your seat. So make sure that you have completed all of those activities before August the 26th at noon. The non-payment purge will take place on Monday, August the 31st. So if you have any financial obligations, please take care of those as soon as possible so that you are not purged from classes because of non-payment. So those are some dates or upcoming dates to be aware of. I hope that you have purchased or you are in the process of purchasing your textbooks for this course. I wanted you guys to see the text. It's the American Tradition in Literature. And make sure you do not purchase the version that says concise on it. That means it's a shorter version of this textbook, and a lot of the readings that you'll need this semester are not in the concise version. So make sure you pick up the 12th edition of this textbook. Now, the other textbook that's good to have for this course, but not mandatory, is a writer's reference. And your 101 instructor or your 102 instructor probably told you never to sell this book. So you probably have, if you don't have the ninth edition, you probably have some edition of this already. This is something you will use in all of your English courses. Now, in this course, you will not use it all that often, but you will use the MLA section, and you will also have to refer to the grammar section after I grade your essays, because if there are any writing errors in your paper, I will designate those with codes from the writer's reference so that you can see what type of mistake you made and how to correct that mistake. So these are the two textbooks for the American Lit course that you need to purchase. Now, this course is a mini-mester, which means it's going to move quickly. It will end on October the 12th. So you will have 2 assignments a week, which means you need to be reading daily. And you know more about your reading style, your reading capabilities, your reading comprehension than I do. So if you're like me and you have to read and take notes and highlight and annotate to remember it, then you might want to read ahead, and you might want to read a couple of selections a day. Okay, and so that you will have time to do all of the things you need to do. Um, and it's okay to work ahead. Some of you have already completed the discussion in Module 1 and you've moved on to the quiz 1.2, and that's fine. Now, the only thing I want to say about taking the quizzes is that sometimes the computer will mark your answers wrong if there's a misspelled word or if there's a spacing error. I will review all of the quizzes after the deadline, and I will assign any points that you were that were taken from you for misspelled words or spacing errors. So you don't have to email me and tell me I put this answer and that's the right answer, but the computer marked it wrong, because I'll see that and I will assign you the points that you rightfully deserve. Okay, so the other thing I want to mention is that with the discussion posts, if you want to get full credit for your answers, you need to make sure you not only post your response, but that you respond to a peer's post. Don't forget in your response that you are to support your answers with quotes from the text or the literature that you're discussing, and you're to use in-text citations. Make sure you document where you got those quotes from using parenthetical documentation. That's a big word for just saying, make sure you place the author's name and the page number in parentheses at the end of the quote and put the end mark after the documentation. And if you use the author's name and in your signal phrase, all you have to put in parentheses is the page number. Now, if you've forgotten how to use parenthetical documentation, that's why you need your writer's reference. It's all in here, okay? Now, when we get to the essay, I will post some reminders and some handouts on in-text citations, documentation, works cited page, how to format your essays, and those kinds of things, okay? Because I know that for some of you, perhaps you took 101 and 102 several semesters or several years ago. And so I know that this refresher will help you when it comes to writing the essay. So I will post some information that will assist you with that. But as far as the discussion post, there is a rubric. You can click on that rubric and review it to make sure you're doing everything you need to do in order to get all of the points that's assigned to the discussion post. For Module 1, you will be introduced to some Native American literature. We will read Coyote and Bear, and also you will read a literary selection by Christopher Columbus. And then we will move to some Puritan writers, William Bradford. Then Thomas More is considered a thorn in the side of the Puritans, and you'll see why once you read the New English Canon, and also you will read a literary selection by John Winthrop. And then after the Puritan men, you will read literature by Anne Bradstreet, a female Puritan writer. We will read her poetry, and we will also read a captivity narrative by Mary Rawlinson. She was a Puritan woman that was captured by the Native Americans, and she writes about that experience. And that will conclude Module 1. Now, some of the readings are longer than others, so you want to not procrastinate so that you'll have enough time to spend on the essay at the end of the module, as well as prepare for the exam, which will be a 50-question exam. Now, you will have several essay topics to select from. I'm sure you will find one that will be of interest to you. Now, I want to remind you of a few things regarding the course. I will drop the lowest discussion post grade, and I will drop the lowest quiz grade. This semester, I'm not dropping any of the essay grades or any of the exam grades. You will only have to write 2 essays in this course, and you will take 3 exams. And the last exam will, of course, only be on Module 3, but that will be your final exam for this mini-semester course. And I'm looking forward to working with you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Some of you start out your emails with, I hate to bother you. You're not bothering me. That is my job, okay? So please send me emails if you have questions, if you don't understand something, or if you have some concerns. Also, if there's ever a time where you feel like we need a Zoom meeting, we need a face-to-face meeting or a telephone conference, then email me and let me know, and I'll be more than happy to set something up with you. If there's a concept or something I'm asking you to do that you're really not grasping, um, perhaps we can talk via Zoom and I can clarify my expectations. I do realize that some of you are, under normal circumstances would probably not be taking an online course. I have two daughters, and one loves online learning, and the other one despises it. She wants to be in a classroom, she wants the teacher there. She wants to hear the responses of her peers and hear their questions. And that's how she learns. So this is a very difficult time for her. And I know that this is also difficult for many of you because you're traditionally not online learners. So I'm going to try to make this process as easy as possible. I'm going to make myself available to you. But I'm looking forward to having a great semester. I love American literature, especially the first part. I know that some people find the Puritans a little drab, but they are so interesting to me because so many things that they introduced or established we are still using to this very day in the society in modern day society. So hopefully, like I tell all of my students, I know we're going to have some reading selections that you will not enjoy, but my goal is for you to see the contributions that these writers made to the world that we now live in. And if we study this literature in context and you look at what was going on in the world, then you can see why they wrote some of the things that you will be reading. And I think you will better understand the literature if we discuss it in context. Hopefully, you will enjoy the lectures. The lectures in my course are by me and one of my colleagues, a Miss Phyllis Brewer, who also teaches American literature. So I look forward to working with you. Don't forget to utilize the resources that are available to you because after all, you are paying for them. And that is the STAR Institute, where we have tutors available to assist you at the college. This information is in your syllabus. And also in your Blackboard shell, you have tutor.com. And if you want to submit your essay to tutor.com for review, you'll have to have that essay ready several days before the due date because it does take them a while to review your essays and to provide feedback. So, once again, let's have a great semester. Let's make the modifications, the changes we have to make because I know we're living in some crazy times right now. But we can get through this and have a great semester and read, 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 and then read some more.